Hey, coach. So glad you found the video. Make sure you subscribe and like. Make sure you go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. Let me help you put banners and national rankings and all those things in your gym. Go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. It's a community of like-minded coaches. We just got off an hour and a half call. Come over and join us, and let's head off to the video.
All right, welcome to high school hoops. Talking about a topic that I would say this is a little bit of my kryptonite. I am not as good at part of this topic as far as strength and conditioning goes, but I'm working on it. I'm trying to teach an old dog new tricks. But before we do that, I'd like to do a big shout out to our two sponsors. First of all, teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. Go over and check it out. Hopefully the site is not down and I'm not revamping it when you go over and check it out. A lot of my blog, I think my blog posts are really good, but that's just me. Go over a lot of free materials over there at teachhoops.com. And then go over and check out Dr. Dish, the #1 shooting machine, sales wise, first of all. But I think, yeah. Anyway, I'm so old that I remember the old shooting machines that weren't mechanical and they had these long metal rails that came down and you'd shoot.
Oh yeah, and it'll
Remember
roll down
those?
the
It
rail.
roll
Yeah,
down and stuff.
yeah,
So it's
like
like,
the bowling balls coming back.
yes, the bowling balls coming back. It was like that. So Google that if you're listening. Dr. Dish will not sell you one of those. They have workouts and everything now inside of it. It's super
Yeah.
easy to set up. I think my record is like 27 seconds to set it up or take it down.
Oh, you're
Yeah,
good.
I'm
I'm
pretty
still
good.
learning. I'm still learning.
My
this.
players are really good. I can like have open gyms in the morning at 6:30 and my cup of coffee and I roll the balls out and they can do it.
And they go
It's
for
perfect. Yeah, it's super easy. So go over and check them out. Tell them Coach Collins sent you or high school hoops and they'll trust me, they'll take really good care of you. Just had one of my players buy a machine. So all right. So we're gonna talk about out of season and in season strength training and conditioning.
Yes.
And
Yes.
what is your thought on these topics?
Well, if you can't just depend on shooting, because basketball, believe it or not, is a contact sport. I've got a couple of busted chins, broken jaw, but broken
Couple
nose.
fake teeth. Like one's a wall. Like I'm pointing, people are listening. I'm pointing at my two front teeth. One is on from a wall at Lakeview Elementary School for diving after a ball, and the other one was in college, and I dug it out of a person's shoulder. So I think I have it somewhere. I don't know where I had it, but it was like one of these things, and then there's my tooth, and I go, oh, and I tapped him on the shoulder. I go, excuse me, you have my tooth.
Can I
Have my tooth back? Thank
Oh,
you.
no, I haven't experienced that, but I mean, as a PG, like I said, I have a busted chin, my jaw was broken twice, broken nose. All of my fingers have that wide knuckle because they've been jammed. I mean, basketball is a contact sport, and
It is. And it's gotten more and more physical.
Yep, and and you don't get the fouls. You only get half of the fouls called now. So, I'm not gonna believe that.
That's a whole different topic. You can go listen. I've done a podcast on that recently. I hope I haven't gotten myself in too much trouble with the official. But they're all bad. That's my theory. That's how I get through life. Every official is bad. Every official is bad. And then when I get a good when they do a decent job, I think they're wonderful.
Life is good. Life is great.
Life is good. Yeah. So I just don't assume they're going to help me at all.
But we have to prepare our bodies for that contact. But also, and this is where even strength, you think of power, but it's also giving you agility. It's also making you quicker. All of those things, which are going to help you with basketball. So strength, conditioning, of course. Conditioning, you can bring somebody that runs track in to play basketball and they'd almost pass out because the running is not the same type of running. So you have to cater to the sport of basketball with your conditioning. And a lot of, you got to get the long activity. So
Jen,
you
how
want
much conditioning explain the difference between the two levels that you see as far as conditioning goes, and then we'll talk about strength. Strength's a little different probably because college has a strength coach per se,
yeah.
probably.
And
Well,
a lot of high schools are now getting their
they
own.
are.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, okay, so with conditioning, I'd say think about a pyramid. You want to start building a wide base and then taper down and get more specific to basketball as of course as starting from off season to season time. So your conditioning originally is going to be like super hard, like say 30 to 40 minutes at 70%, and then like do 4 minutes at 90% and trickle it down and do 4 minutes again all the way down to back down to your 70 in order to get your conditioning in. So you start wide, but then like I say, as the season gets closer, you're going to taper that down because hopefully you have incorporated conditioning into your practice plan. I know what we do as the season gets closer, we don't even do we don't do sprints and all that stuff at the end of practice and all that because we incorporate conditioning in the drills that we do.
Right. So, I mean, I hate running lines. I sometimes have to do that,
Yeah.
but ideally, yes. And I think the tapering thing is an important kind of, you know, um, thing leading into the season, especially if they're coming off another sport, especially if they're coming off something else that you don't want to beat their body. It seems like their bodies are more fragile in the last.
Yeah. And it's but that's where also, like I said, the strength part comes in because you think of, the muscles when you think strength, but what we do, especially with with our girls, is a lot of our strength training, and we do weights, but as we get closer to the season, our strength training is body training. So we're
Right.
doing exercises with like no weights, but if you can control your body and the different exercises that we have them to do is using their body weight. So the pull-ups, the boxes and all of that.
The
Now,
resistant training, a lot of resistant
exactly.
training.
If we're doing all of that, then when I'm running down the court as a post player and I come down and I do my step and spin and you push me, I'm not gonna move because I've got that strength. I can control my body strength.
Right.
Is that making sense?
Yeah. And the thing is, especially with girls, that strength and that conditioning. I mean, it's proven that girls blow their knees out more often than boys
And boys,
because
right.
of their hips
And
and the strength
multiple times.
and multiple times. So
Yep.
it is really important to get that strength and that condition, that stuff down, especially
Exactly.
at the girls level. It's even more than the boys level.
Exactly.
Um,
Exactly. So
'Cause
that's
it'll
why,
be
and
life
it's like
changing. Yeah.
it can make or break an athlete, but also a team. Um, without having that strength, that agility. We've even incorporated some yoga because
Ooh, I like, yeah, that stretching is really good.
to get the core, it's a core increaser is one of the main reasons that we've incorporated yoga into some of our workouts. Because I mean, man, that yoga ain't no joke. A lot of people think, you think peace and harmony. No,
Harmony.
yoga is a workout.
And then you do the hot yoga, it's a whole different world.
I can't do hot yoga. I can't
I've
breathe.
never done it.
I
How is
can't
it?
breathe. I can't
Can't
breathe
breathe.
in there. Yeah. I can't do when I do the steam room, I literally have to take a wet towel and place it over my face so I can breathe.
And we
I
do a lot, and we do a lot of like visualization and
Mhm.
peace and closing the eyes and relaxing, kind of the meditation thing. Because I think,
Mindfulness.
yes, it's so, I mean, especially for us coming out of boys come out of being in high school is hard for those of you that forgot. And they're on all day to the teachers, they're on all day to their friends, they're on all day. And then they come to practice, they got to be on for coach. So we do some relaxation stuff where we kind of let some of that stuff go. Let your English tests that you don't know anything for tomorrow go, kind of. And it does help. I really do believe it helps.
And our kids we try to use some mindfulness with our athletes at Southwest. Because man, a lot of our kids are going through
Lots of things.
Things we never fathomed in our lives,
Right.
And so that plays a part. If their mind's not there,
and their mind should be in other places sometimes, but you're trying to what this is hopefully is a little bit of joy to their day
and just helping them to cope, helping them to cope.
And exercising helps you to cope. It really does. That's what people don't understand. So anything else with strength and conditioning, coach, you want to share?
Just focusing when we're training power. Two main movement patterns that we use, of course, lower body pushes for your jumps, your sprints, changing direction, upper body pushes for your shots and your passes. I think that's as basic as you can get. Just a couple exercises before. Obviously, you're going to taper that down. Like I said, the reverse pyramid as your season gets closer, because you don't want to affect their shot. So really, at that point, we do a lot of lower body because that doesn't affect the game as much as doing upper body. Because, like I said, it'll change your shot, it'll change your passing. But hey, if it makes you jump higher, we'll take that. If it makes you sprint harder, we'll take that. So we switch to a lot of more lower body and fewer opportunities. So we just might go once a week during season, but we'll go 3-4 days a week off season.
I love that. All right. Thank you, coach.
You're welcome.
Hey, coach, so glad you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed it a lot. Actually, if you did, subscribe and like, and then go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better.